This recorded video I'm just sharing with you all for the pending activities. For example, we missed the activity about gradebook setup. So mainly I just post this recorded video, share this recorded video to you all. Gradebook setup. As a teacher, I logged in my Moodle site. Then in the course, after reaching my course page in Moodle, you can find the gradebook setup in the navigation of course administration. In the course administration, you could view the gradebook setup menu. Again, in course administration, in the right side navigation bar, you can find a menu called Gradebook Setup. Just I'm clicking the Gradebook Setup. So in the Gradebook Setup, already without doing anything, so there are 3 activities are graded here. I included one quiz 0 and quiz on task. So there are 2 quiz activities. The quiz 0 is for 5 marks and quiz on task for 30 marks. It is already given here automatically. It means whatever the quiz activities you are adding in the course page, automatically it will reflect there in your gradebook setup. Now, the additional one, the announcements. So we fixed and we graded this whole forum grade for the announcement. That also one of the activity. So it was included there. So that's the reason it is reflecting here. Okay. Now the point is we can't do all the activities through online. It is not mandatory to do all the activities online. So in the beginning, the Moodle usage may be for a few activities in online, and we will continue our regular offline activities also. So in the beginning, it should give the support in a blended way for online and offline activities both, so that as I stated you, already created activities in the course page will reflect automatically in the gradebook. But which are the activities you are doing in offline for the particular same course, you can add a grade item here. And what is the difference between the grade item and the grade category? I already mentioned several times, category is like a folder. Here, grade items, for example, you are conducting 3 quizzes, 3 tests for your course in offline. So from these 3 tests, you are going to take a best 2. Or from these 3 tests, you are choosing the average of all the 3, or you are choosing the maximum of these 3. So in such way, if you are framing some structure to do this activity, then you can have the 3 particular activities in one particular folder. So that is the reason here the category and as well as the grade item is there. For example, as I told you, I am planning for 3 quiz activities. It means 3 test activities or 3 exams in offline. So I am going to add the 3 under one folder called this category. So I will just click this add category. The category name is, for example, exam. The aggregation natural. If you look more, if you are adding more activities here in this particular exam folder, then you can select it here how many activities you want to drop. So and also exclude empty grades. So these are default setups. So as I told you in the beginning, default setups we are keeping as it is. Then The maximum grade for the exam here given 100 and minimum grade is 0. Then just save the changes. Continue. Now you can find there is a folder created here for exam. The total for this folder. So the below you find the total for the course, and this exam total is for this folder which you created just. Here if you are adding some more grade items, so here just first I am adding a grade item, because as I told you there are 3 exams I am planning to conduct. So exam 1, the grade value is obviously the values, grade type. Then the maximum grade is 50. Then I keep this grade category under exam. The folder is exam now. I am creating 3 exams under this folder exam. So that's why I changed here. The grade category is exam. Then save the changes. Again continue. Exam 1 it's created for 50. Again one more grade item, because there are 3 exams we are planning to conduct. Exam 2 also for 50 marks under the grade category exam. Again continue. Then one more for exam 3, again 50 marks under the category exam. I save the changes. Continue. So now you could understand the difference. So here there are 3 activities which I just kept as an online activity in the course page, which I created there as an activity. Automatically it is reflecting here as a activity with the grades in the Gradebook Setup. Now I added a folder called exam. If needed you can add a folder, because the purpose is here there are 3 exams. From these 3 I am just taking this out of 100. So the exam total is here 150, because it is obviously taking the sum of these 3. Here the course total is 187, because it is taking the sum of all the values or the maximum totals here 50, 50, 50, then here 30 and 2 and 5. So total 187. Now you have to make a setup to change the course total as 100 marks. Let us assume this 30 and 5 and this component I don't want to take as a total. So just I am going to leave this component. Here the weights given, you can go for the help. The item weight is used in category aggregation to influence the importance of the item compared with other grade items in the same category. So in the beginning I don't want to just explain these weights. Firstly, the course total, if you want to change, then just by clicking edit you can edit this calculation. Before that, first I will change the exam total out of 50. So I am editing the calculation. Here there is the option for calculation. You can get the help here. The grade calculation is a formula used to determine grades. Here start with equal to symbol. Then there are ID numbers should be assigned for each activity. Even it is online activity or offline activity, whatever that, you have to just keep the ID numbers. Even it could be done while you creating the activity. If not, it will be blank like this. Now I am just making an ID E1 for exam 1, E2 and E3. Then for quiz on task, I make it Q2 and quiz 0 Q1. As I told you, the whole forum grade for announcements, I'm just ignoring that particular activity. Just an example, so that you can also ignore some activities which you already conducted in Moodle. So now I'm going to consider only this Q1, Q2 and this E1, E2, E3. These all IDs, just by clicking this button add ID number, I can now look at Q1, Q2 and E1, E2, E3. So all created, the IDs whichever required here created. This is the calculation just for the category total. So I'm coming back again in the gradebook setup. I created an ID for each activity. Now first the exam total I am editing by using the formula. The formula is equal to, I am choosing, you can choose the best two. The best two, you can have a sum of all the three and find the minimum of these three. You can find it. For example, and write it here, sum of this E1. I write E1 in double square bracket, then E2, then E3. This is the function, sum function. You can use E1 plus E2 plus E3 also, no issues. Now the same minus the minimum of these three. So min I used. So sum of these three minus the minimum of these three. So it will result the sum of the best two. So now 50 plus 50, it will take us 100. So I just save this change and continue. Look at now. Now the calculation is for 100 because it is adding only the best two. Here it still reflects 150. You have to change this as in edit setting, this category total, instead of 150 make it 100. Even the whole course total is 100 marks, so that I am giving weightage for this as 70. I can fix the maximum grade and the weightage. So it is our wish. Even you can keep this as 50. So the maximum grade here 50, so that it will calculate the sum as 100, then it will convert it for 50. The maximum grade is 50. And save the changes. Now you can see it. So even these exams, you enter the marks out of 50, 50, 50. You are choosing the best two and some of these marks, but some of these marks may be out of 100. Those out of 100, again it is taking an average for 50. Hope you understand this calculation. This is as per the requirement. Whatever your requirement, these activities could be given a weightage as per your requirement. So just as an example, I showed here there is an exam folder created. This exam folder having 3 exams These three exams each conducted for 50 marks. I am choosing the best two by using this formula here. Sum of these three minus minimum of these three. Then it is calculated out of 100. Then that value out of 100 is again is scaled for 50 because I fixed here 50 as the maximum grade. Now the total is 83. Here this is for 30 marks, this for 5 marks. So the remaining activities you can add some more activity. 13 marks is pending, so I am adding one more activity directly without a folder. Just it is for 13 marks. The activity I am doing for 13 marks, as we are ignoring the particular activity announcement, so it should be 15 marks. That is final exam. So like just an example, final exam you are conducting for 15 marks. It is under the category, the course name, not in exam. Directly we are adding one activity, offline activity under the course name. So just select its default, basic and extensive. Feature of Moodle is the course name. So save it. Continue. So now look at, you have one more additional activity called final exam. So it is offline activity, that's why there is no such symbols exist. Here you can find some icon in front of these activities because it is online activities. Directly it is rendered from this course page. Here it is offline exam, so it is manually you have to give the input. For these all exams and this final exam, the marks should be given manually. Now this is for 15 marks. It is now out of 102. Why? Because it is adding this 2 also. If I want to ignore this 2, you can do it just by making 0 here, or else, as I told you, firstly we will do it manually. Here, edit calculation for the course total. Now I am making a calculation. In default, it will simply add all the values. Here, already the IDs are created for Q1, Q2, these all. But final exam, there is no ID. So final exam, I am keeping on ID. Better it is F. Add ID number. Now for final exam, F is the ID. It was assigned F. Now here the category total. Again, I don't want to use the sum, minimum, those functions because the category total I already calculated for exam. For that, I am keeping E as the variable as ID number. So now I saved E as the ID number for category total also. Just no need to consider these all for this calculation, the total calculation, because already for 50 marks I found the category total for the exam. So that is in E. Now final exam out of 15 in F, then Q2, then Q1. So only these 4 values I have to sum to get 100. So just equal to, you can use sum of these all. For example, square bracket F, then square bracket E, then square bracket Q1, then square bracket Q2. Just I used the sum function. Even as I told you, you can use the simple plus also in between. Just plus. This will also work. Just I save these changes. Continue. Still it is 102. Even I gave a formula, but still it is 102. So you have to edit this 102 as 100 from the top. In the course, the maximum grade is out of 100. It's not 102 out of 100. Save it. Continue. Now you can check this. The same could be done by using this weight also. But in the beginning, as a beginner, I am strongly recommending to just do it by using formula. It is easy to have a formula for such simple maximum 3-4 activities, online and 3-4 offline activities. It could be done. As a concluding statement, here I added a offline item directly, and also I added 3 offline items activities in one folder. So how these values are mapped out of 100. So this is what I explained. So if you have any queries, just look this 10-15 minutes again how it was done. So it is mandatory because assessment is equivalently important like learning and even a teaching. So this all could be done automatically. The student can view their marks just by their grade book in the. It could be viewed individually. I mean, every student is getting their marks only. It is automatically available for them immediately once you enter and save the marks. Okay, now the complete gradebook setup was done. Then save these changes. You can come out from the setup. Then there are many other menus. You can check it here. You can view this as a teacher. There are totally 78 students. Just I am showing you. Look the complete screen. Make it very small. Here the structure is important. Even it is less visible. See the columns. Some of the columns they have the marks for the quiz activity. Some of them blank. It means still if it is activity in the Moodle, then they not yet attended these activities. Some of them get 5 marks out of 5. This is 3.67. So these marks, this out of 30, this quiz on task chose 24, somebody 10. So the total average is here for this quiz 0 4.2 because it is ignoring the empty grades. Here also it's ignoring the empty grade. The average is 10.43. So the total marks is here out of 100. Still I am not entering any marks here. So I can enter it here directly. For example, if you want to enter the marks directly, turn editing on. For the first student, I want to enter the marks directly here. So this is for the first student. These 3 activities automatically graded. I told you these 3 activities automatically graded so that you can't change anything. If the student done the activity, the marks will reflect here. Still, if you want to overwrite the marks manually, it could be also done. If you check here, it will be editable. If it is unchecked, default, it is non-editable. So now these 3 exams, offline exams for this particular student, you can do it. This is the student name here. You can start entering. Even in the grade view, for exam 1, you completed the exam 1. Just I clicked there. Again, I am showing you. In exam 1, just I am clicking this edit in single view. If I look, so this is the column I am getting for exam 1. For this student, out of 50, how much mark he or he got? Just I can enter it. It is 42, then 36. So randomly I am giving some numbers. 50, 48, 37. So in such way, I can just enter the marks. If you want to give some feedback for the student, also could be done directly here for this marks. Something if you want to give this good needs some improvement. For example, 12 marks some student if they get then need improvement. So in such way, you can add the marks and feedback. Then save the change. So grade were set for 6 items. Continue. Now these marks are saved. You can go and look here again in the grader report. These marks are entered here. So these marks auto-generated. So these marks auto-generated from the online activity. So these marks are 42, 36, 50, 48, 47, 12. These are entered in manual for this activity, exam 1. The total is reflecting here out of 100. So this is the way to enter the marks. So it will show you the complete list because I am looking this as a teacher. So this will show me the complete list. I can get the overall average for this particular activity, the overall average, how it is the course is behaving in such way. Just by looking the grade book, I can measure and identify all the analysis. Here the complete thing you can export and import also could be done because most of us we have uh, the Excel file for gradebook. I mean the marks we are maintaining in Excel file. So those Excel files can be imported directly to map the students marks here for some particular activity for exam 1. So this also could be done if you save the Excel file as a CSV file, then it could be directly imported here. Moreover, I recommended you to enter the marks here and then you can export this in 4 different ways. If you want it in Excel spreadsheet, you can export it. So just I am explaining this to you how you can export. So here you viewed the grader report, then click export. In the export option there are many activities. So for these all activities, do you want to export? So that is your choice. You can select and unselect. So this I don't want. And the exam, these 3 exam marks I don't want. I need the category total. This is exam category total. Then the course total. So this I want. So only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbers I need. So then the export format, keep the default setup, then click download. So it's downloaded in the format of open document spreadsheet. If you are comfortable with Excel spreadsheet, then click Excel spreadsheet. Then as I said, select whichever you want, unselect whichever you don't want, then download. It is downloaded the Excel file. Just I open to show you. So this is the output we are getting, the first name and the surname, which is there in their profile. Then the institution name, the department, the email address, then their quiz marks. So you can map with these marks with the surname or whatever you want. So this is the way it is generating the output as an Excel file from the gradebook. So this is a simple note and simple recorded video to just explain you what are the basic things you have to do to set up the gradebook. This is the missing activity. It should be completed there within the webinar. We missed it, so that's why this additional recorded video I'm sharing with you. Hope it will be benefit for you. If you have any queries, just post your queries there in the official email ID. Thank you very much.